Hello and welcome back to the Villa View. Aston Villa have confirmed the signing of Sam Johnstone from Manchester United, but it is a loan.
Season-long loan.
Don't know what to make of that one.
That was my main gripe with that transfer in January when we got him on loan. I mean, we obviously don't know Sam Johnstone's contract situation at the moment. I think either way, it's a bit sketchy for Villa because he'll either sign a new deal at Man U and arrive at Villa on loan, and then we're obviously going to have to pay a fee for him at the end of the loan if we want him. And then the other side of the fence, if his contract runs down and we've got him on loan, there's a high chance he won't be at Villa next season because he'll have a lot of options because he'll be a free transfer.
Yeah, I think that really he's a good signing though. I think that last season he grew into the Villa shirt. At the start it was quite daunting, him playing at Villa Park, possibly the biggest stadium he's actually had to play on, bar Old Trafford. Yeah. It's probably the biggest place he's had to play football at for one. And growing into the shirt in a tough period of time for Villa at the time, around January, we were struggling with results. He's come to this side that's lacking confidence. Defence had to try and trust him, learn his game. But then by March, April time, I found that really he was solid, and actually he kept more clean sheets than any other goalkeeper in the Championship towards the back end of the season from January to May.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite critical of him when he arrived. He made a couple of mistakes, and to be fair to him, he showed good mental strength to recover from that. The problem is it always feels like we're taking a bit of a half measure with goalkeeper. There never seems to be a permanent solution, and I'm sure Steve Bruce long term wants Sam Johnstone to be that permanent solution, but with the deal that we've got, there's no guarantees of that. I mean, as you say, he had a good record in the second half of the season, and he did, I mean, I think at one point we had 7 clean sheets in 8, and he was obviously a massive part of that. You can't knock him for that. I thought he had a good game. The last game of the season is Brighton. I thought he had a good game. He made a couple of good saves in that game, and as you say, he grew into the role, but it just doesn't sit well with me, the contract situation, not knowing that, and it being a loan. I'd rather we just got this goalkeeper position sorted, but I'm going to get behind him because he, as I say, showed good mental strength, good bounce back ability. I want him to do well.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment to make, and for me, I think this is important to the case of Jed Steer as well, because really Jed Steer's never had that chance at Villa to go on and try and push for the first team. When he first came in, obviously quite young, then he's had a year out on loan at Huddersfield, got that horrid injury last season towards the start, and then it's sort of had to, this is his time now to try and make that breakthrough. And if you've got 2 competing keepers, similar sort of age, that are competing against each other, eventually you're going to have real good competition, and it results in hopefully better performances from either goalkeeper, whichever one does happen to start the season, who I'd imagine it will be Sam Johnstone, but to me it helps Steer as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see Steer be promoted to second choice because he's obviously a lot younger than Mark Bunn. Nothing against Mark Bunn, I think Jed Steer is probably a better goalkeeper. If you think back to when we signed Jed Steer, he was playing at England for the youth levels like Sam Johnstone has. So Steer was arguably at that point as highly rated as Johnstone is now or has been over the last few years. But the thing is, we own Jed Steer, so he'll push Sam Johnstone hopefully this season. Hopefully we'll see a bit more of Jed Steer, perhaps in the early rounds of the Cup. If we can go on a little bit of a League Cup run, we'll see Jed Steer, although we know obviously we've got a banana skin tie like we did this time last year. Steer's a good keeper. I like what I've seen of Steer, and he did very well at Huddersfield, so there's a Championship ready goalkeeper there as well. But concentrating on Johnstone, he's proved that he's a Championship ready goalkeeper, so having 2 of them, that can't be a bad thing for Villa.
Yeah, distribution-wise, I think he's a really good distributor of the ball. We've seen it a few times towards the back end last season. I think it's a few games before the end of the season, he set up a goal himself through quick distribution.
Norwich, he got an assist, yeah.
So it proves that the distribution's there, and I think that's an important part to a goalkeeper's game though. They say that goalkeepers now need to be a good passer of the ball. They need to be able to quickly distribute it and have an eye for the pass as well. I think he covers that. I think he's a modern goalkeeper, and he'll grow into the shirt even more over the course of next year, and hopefully we can see him in a Villa shirt more long term. But I'm going to spin it here in the case that the loan deal. To me, this makes sense to a degree, because you could say that what if it doesn't go as well as we think over the next year, and then potentially we could be stuck with a goalkeeper that again we don't need and we want to shift out again. So by having that loan, it gives us another year to look at him properly, and then if we do have to buy him, then so be it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're nowhere near getting back in the Premier League currently. We all hope that that's where we'd be. Johnstone would worry me in the Premier League, but in the Championship, hopefully he gets a good pre-season with Villa. Now he gets to know his teammates a bit better, and it's important to note that John Terry will probably be a good figure for Johnstone. He'll be a very vocal presence, and that's what younger goalkeepers probably need. They need a leader in front of him, because Chester and Baker are very good centre-halves at the Championship, and they're who was playing in front of him at the back end of the season, but they're not particularly vocal. Even though Chester's a captain, he's not the most vocal of players. John Terry will organise, and that's very, very important, and maybe he'll be good for Johnstone. Johnstone playing at a club like Man U will be used to that kind of organisation, because people coming through will be leaders. They'll have been brought up in a different way, because as good as Villa's academy is, the Man U academy is probably better, and they will be brought up in a different culture, in a different environment. So having someone like John Terry in front of him will probably help him, and that's a good thing as well.
So yeah, good sign overall?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy to get goalkeeper sorted. That's the main thing. I wanted goalkeepers to get sorted, and it's been sorted relatively early now. He's got a few weeks to bed in with the rest of his teammates, and hopefully come the start of the season he'll have taken some confidence from the back end of last season. If he gets off to a good start, he'll hopefully have a solid season for us. But you know me, I still miss Pierluigi.
You got to, haven't you? Give your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think about the signing of Sam Johnstone. Drop us that like below as well, and if you are new to the Villa View, then please do subscribe, your post notifications on.
I love you, Galena.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another one? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. And don't forget to subscribe. Click on our logo there on the left and press subscribe. Easy.